So each week we'll have a discussion post where you'll have to post some response to the week's reading. Uh, these discussion posts will count for 20 points and they'll be divided into two parts. So the first part is at least 300 words where you'll write a 1 to 2 sentence summary of the reading. Put this in your own words, don't copy and paste from the original text. Followed by 2 to 3 sentences of connections. So you want to connect something in the reading to your own personal experience or something else that's happened to you or that's going on in your life. And then finally, I want you to pose some sort of research question that's open ended that hopefully your peers will respond to. So, in other words, what things does the reading uncover that you want to learn more about? So try to avoid yes or no questions. Use open-ended questions like, what forms of theory help students best? Complete these 3 steps for each reading each week. In the discussion board guidelines, there's a breakdown of how I grade each discussion board post. So 10, spectacular insight, 7, adequate. Part 2 of your weekly discussion board post will be your 2 responses to 2 different peers. So each week, you don't have to answer all 3 questions. So you don't have to answer each question from your, each peer that you respond to. Picking one is fine. But respond to the question first and then comment on their connections that they made in their post between their personal lives or the readings, etc. Is their post reflective of your own experiences? Why or why not? So each peer response should be 150 words in length. That means that your post will be 300 words total since there are 2 peers to respond to. Please check the name of the person you're responding to and that you address the person by name at some point in your post. Upload a photo of yourself when you respond in the first few weeks, just so that way we know what each other look like. Again, here's an evaluation of the responses to your peers. Some helpful hints. So please adhere to the word count. I completely understand going a little over or under the amount from time to time, and you won't be penalized for that. However, the more you make the reading manageable for your audience, other students in the class, the more likely they are to respond authentically to what you're saying. A large scrolling effort will turn folks off to reading what you're saying. The style or the level of formality is casual to business casual. So proofread your work, but the occasional error isn't that big of a deal. These posts aren't official writing assignments. They aren't formal academic writing assignments. So do try to, proofread your work, but if you do mess up, it's not that big of a deal. One of the best ways to ensure a 9 or a 10 on the discussion board post is to really work on making connections to your own life, world, or other readings memorable. So there are some examples at the bottom of the guidelines, but really this is where that synthesis comes into play. Making connections is what the synthesis is all about.